people just build, like you said, you see an industry next to an estate and next to a school and next to a factory and building on the floodplain and there's flooding and the whole place is just completely chaotic. Again, this administration is looking to see how we can correct that. We're doing everything we can to give the city of Abiodun a new look, so that it occupies its pride of place in the committee of cities, not just in this country but in the world, the committee of capital cities, not just in the country but in the world, because we do not see how our vision for this state can be realized without having, see the benefits of what we're doing, because this ministry is one of our revenue earning ministries, and as we embark on all the very aggressive investment that we've embarked on the last 2 years, we've built over 272 kilometers of new roads. We've built
presentation of various publications from the National President, Nigeria Institute of Town Planners, to His Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, and co-creating from this director. Thank you very much. One more time, let's put the most welcome.
District plans, from district plans, you derive neighborhood plans, and it is within the concept of neighborhood plans that you can begin to have individual plots. But why are we concerned even about these individual plots that we are talking about? Is because of sustainability, sir. Sustainability in the sense that land is fixed and we need to manage it. As we manage life, so we need to manage our land so that we can reduce the various conflicts. Your Excellency, I'm also hoping that we can implement those plans as we do them. I want to conclude that the NITP will be willing to make continuous engagement with Your Excellency's government, and we hope that we will make progress.
While Roy is on his way, and Ashas Baladi is on his way, in the next 2 years, so it will only remain 2 of us.
It will become 4 men. The third thing that I have put is training. Capacity building. There is no how people should be lecturing and they are not improving their knowledge, because there are a lot of new things coming up now.
Hey, now town planners they bring you this message, and what make you know say them tanda here gidigba for you. Listen, make you hear wetin they talk. If person no plan, he go fail. But we no want to make you fail. That is why town planners don't come to help you plan your landed properties. They want good environment for us. They want beautify our town.
Also, I see problems in the city, in the town system. Why can't the industry, those of us practicing, why can't we be bringing the problems to the polytechnics and the universities, so they will have a research topic bank? The industry too will be willing to part fund the study. By the time we resolve that thing, we will be solving real life problems that we can recommend to government. These are literature published by Nigerian Institute of Planners. First one is titled Building Clean Cities in Nigeria, and the second is Disaster Risk Management in Nigerian Rural and Urban Settlements. After giving you, I'm going to autograph it so that you can have it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, town planners say that them be the answer to
this restructuring, like the council has said, from one principal law and one regulation, we now have one principal law, we have 5 regulations. That's the first time in Nigeria. There's no other state that has that. It's not, we are not boasting here. I'm sure that law and those 5 regulations will still be the best you can get for town planning anywhere in Nigeria. It's time to be challenged if there's anyone like that.
The territory called Nigeria now is less than what I was taught in 1971. But what did the projections say about our population? It says we are over 211 million. I decided to go from state to state. First was to get closer to our members, to see how they were faring in terms of welfare. Secondly, was to assess the state of fiscal planning from state to state. And then thirdly, was to open the eyes of the blind. I call it opening the eyes of the blind because many people, including town planners, do not really know what town planning is about.
For the industry and to sustain it. So, as a son of the soil too, we want you to take this as our appreciation on your visit. Actually, I'm not part of it, Joe. Management and staff.
That is Ogun West, Ogun East, and Ogun Central. Your visit, no doubt, Mr. President, represents a moral booster, especially to myself and the entire NITP family in Ogun State. Your visit, which is themed promoting the image and positivity of town planning in Ogun State, is apt and timely, as I'm fully persuaded that it will, one, it will bridge the gap between members, at the states and the national executives. Number 2, it will promote sense of belonging among members at state levels, and also afford you the opportunity to know how we conduct our affairs. Number 4, it also afford us to share, your experiences in the past, and of course, we remain the subject. And finally, to also enable you to know the challenges within the urban and physical planning space in Ogun State, with a view of providing solutions where possible.
Management and staff of Ogun State Housing Corporation, I hereby present to you this token.
Management and staff of Ogun State Housing Corporation, we present this to you. Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
So I charge you, sir, that in the course of this assignment, keep those things in, that we must really plan. The truth is, we either plan or we perish. There's no solution. If you don't plan, you will perish because you will end up in chaos. And the sequence all over the world is that you plan before you develop. It's only in Nigeria that you develop before you plan. By far, the greatest and most admirable form of wisdom is that needed to plan and beautify human cities and human communities. To plan and beautify cities and human communities. So if somebody knew before Christ was born that human settlements need to be planned, the only way to reason for us is to follow after his thoughts.
The national president of Nigeria is the town planners, is our guest this morning.
So you can divide a city, a town, you can divide it into sectors, and those sectors are divided into districts. Those districts are made up of neighborhoods. It is in planning like that that you begin to locate all the land uses, where residences should be, where the services, the ancillary services to residential area. I mean, things like schools are ancillary to residential areas. Things like clinics are ancillary to residential areas. So you have where people will work, you have the commercial area, you have the trading area, and things like that. Those are the plans that we have refused to put in place. So many times we cannot say wrong planning. Planning has not been done at all. Predominantly. We have piecemeal planning. They plan a GRA, but a GRA is only a section of a city, and planning requires that we consider the total before we begin to give meaning to the details.
Tí ẹ bá wo àwọn ìlú òyìnbó tí bàbá lọ, a fẹ́ràn láti máa lọ síbẹ̀ lórí bá dà pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe ó létò. Àwa dà pé ṣe ló jábọ́ látọ̀run. Kò jábọ́ látọ̀run, gbogbo nǹkan ní ṣe bí ìjọba bá ṣe gbé kalẹ̀. Good governance. Àwọn ibi tarí tó létò, àwọn estates tarí tó létò nílùú òyìnbó yẹn, ó jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé town planning answers to good governance. Bí ìjọba ṣe lóun bá fẹ́ kí nǹkan rí, nǹkan tí àwọn town planner tó máa bá yà sílẹ̀ nìyẹn.
No other person than the chief messenger of the Institute of Ogun State. And don't mind me. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir.
I know somebody announced my birthday.
It's all nice. It's all nice. Well, in case for my directors, please pardon me. Today happens to be the 62nd birthday of Town Planner Olutoyin and the national president of the Nigerian State. So we wish you a happy birthday, and this is from OPIC, Ogun State Property and Investment Corporation. Sir, you have
Hey, now town planners they bring you this message. The works make you know say them tanda here gidigba for you. Listen, make you hear wetin they talk.
Lastly, sir,
if person no plan, he go fail.
My 60th birthday.
But we no want to make you fail. That is why town planners don't come to help you plan your landed properties. They want good environment for us. They want beautify our towns. Yeah. Town planners say that them be the answer to good environment.